ski kayak with his team from the Alawai to Diamond Head. On the way back to the Alawai Channel, they noticed that one of the kayakers was missing and activated 911 immediately. In addition to our ground search, we also had 3 boats, 2 air assets, and our drone team. In addition to HFD, we had the United States Coast Guard with 1 fixed-wing aircraft, 1 helicopter, and 1 boat, and airport rescue and firefighting with 1 boat. Right now, we're going to hear from the other agencies that assisted in effecting this rescue, and then at the end, we'll take questions and answers. So right now, I'd like to introduce from the United States Coast Guard, Lieutenant Commander Nick Iannarone.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nick Iannarone, United States Coast Guard. So at about 7:30 last night, the United States Coast Guard received a report from Honolulu Fire Department of an overdue 17-year-old kayaker. We immediately launched our rotary wing aircraft as well as our fixed wing and 1 small boat to commence the search. Additionally, we established communications with Honolulu Fire and our other partners. I just want to emphasize this was a total team effort. The whole team, we could not have done this without the expertise, planning, and professionalism of all of our partners. The search endured throughout the night, and just after 4 a.m. this morning, our fixed-wing C-130 Hercules aircraft located what they believed to be and what ended up to be the individual clinging to his boat just about half a mile offshore of Diamond Head. At that point, they began orbiting the area and deployed flares to mark the position, and then fortunately made broadcasts to a Good Samaritan in the area who was able to effect the rescue. I'll defer to him for those questions on the actual rescue and introduce Nolan to talk about that portion.
Aloha, my name is Nolan Kilana. I'm a city and county lifeguard. Been in the department for about 16 years. I'm also a part of the Polynesian Voyaging Society. And yeah, so last night I heard about the call, and it came around like 6:30 p.m. And then I kind of watched it go by for like 3 hours. And then I got a text from, actually from my wife, saying that it's one of our friend's kids. So I was like, oh, I gotta go. So yeah, I used one of our boats, made sure I got approval from 901 Thompson, and we went out and I did about a 100-mile search, starting from Sand Island. I went up towards, I went up towards Wailupe, and I went out 10 miles out, and I just did this zigzag course all the way back to Nanakuli Beach Park. Then I head back up in a 1-mile range, coming all the way up the coast, and then I see the C-130 flying over me. And they kept circling Diamond Head, flying over me, circling Diamond Head. And then as soon as I got by Honolulu Harbor, they held me. And then they said, what's my intention? So when I get to the kayak, and then I was like, wait, did I just hear what I heard? And then I said, oh, no, I'm trying to look for a friend's kid, but couldn't find them. And they said, oh, we got the target. So in 5 minutes, we're going to drop a flare. And then, yeah, like 4 rounds, they dropped the flare. We went to the flare, and they gave me more direction, and we're able to find the boy. And yeah, when I approached him, I saw the kayak, I saw his head above water, and then I was so stoked to see that he was alive. And then yeah, I remember asking, are you okay? And he's like, yes. And then pulled next to him, and then I'm like 2 feet away, opened up the side door on the boat, and I was like, hey, come to me and give me your hand. He's like, oh, what about my kayak? I was like, leave the kayak, get on the boat. Got him on the boat. he was so worried about that kayak, but got him on the boat, and then I just threw all my blankets, towels, everything on him, and then drove him into shore at the Olawai, met up with EMS and fire personnel, and handed over this. I'm going to hand over to Shane. Sorry.
Oh, wow. That's a hard act to follow, Nolan. Pretty incredible. I think we're all just trying to hold back tears. But I have a small part to end with. As soon as Nolan came into contact with the patient, Honolulu Emergency Medical Services was dispatched. So as soon as he came into the Alawai, EMS was there to take over with treatment along with the Honolulu Fire Department. They continued to keep him warm as he was experiencing hypothermia, extreme dehydration, a lot of severe cramping, but he was awake, alert, and he was talking. We continued treatment en route to an emergency room where we took him in serious condition and where he is getting further medical treatment. And we're just thrilled to be able to share this good outcome with you. This is a perfect example of interagency joint response where everybody came out, everyone, to do whatever they could to save this boy's life. We've heard from the family. They're extremely grateful, and they may be talking to you all at a later time, but for now, they're with their son as he is healing. It is my now honor to introduce the mayor of our city, Mayor Rick Blangiardi.
Well, I'm just here today to express my incredible appreciation and gratitude. As has been said, by everybody, Nolan, way to go, man. And Coast Guard and Jamie, everybody. This is a great collaboration. And it's been said, but I'll be honest with you, I was being updated throughout the night. And as I was going to bed last night, typically in everything up to that point, I was hearing, fearing for the worst, praying for the best. I was so ecstatic early this morning to wake up and get a text from Jim Arnold that they had found him and that he was alive. I mean, you talk about, I could easily get very emotional about this because it's just such a great story. But beyond that is just the fact that it mattered so much to our men and women, our first responders, and the efforts that were made. You could see the caring and the sincerity and the effort and the professionalism all kind of come together. And look, I've been around long enough to know you don't typically get this outcome. And I just came over here today to say heartfelt thanks and appreciation to everybody. This is just a great moment for us, and certainly for the family, and certainly for this young man. I'm sure it's something he'll never, ever forget, and probably will change his life for the better. So that's here today.